Louisville Live this morning, Dr. Eli taking your phone calls, 502-276-2118, relationship advice and so much more. Good having you with us on this hot, sticky, muggy day. We got some emails we want to take from you too, live at WBKI.tv. You can email us if you have a question, and we're taking your phone calls. Dr. Eli, good having you with us.
Hey, good to be back, guys.
Before we take a phone call, we have one on hold right now. Tell us a little bit about what you do, your type of counseling or advice you have for people.
Right, I'm an assistant professor at the Kent School of Social Work and the Family Therapy Program, so I'm a trained therapist, write about couples. In my private practice, I work primarily with couples and families from a kind of holistic, systemic perspective, focusing on health instead of kind of deficit or pathology.
Well, he is the next Dr. Phil, and we got him here first. Dr. Eli, call us live. 502-276-2118. We have one call holding, Julie.
We do. Shauna from Louisville is on the line. Hi, Shauna.
Hello, how are you?
Good. What's your comment or question for Dr. Eli?
As far as relationships, I had a relationship issue. I am single again after a brief relationship. A relationship that lasted all of 3 weeks. And I'm wondering, after I dated him for a while, met all of his family, feel comfortable with him, and then he cheats. I'm wondering, is that something that I'm doing in the relationship, making people feel too comfortable? Or, you know, is it just people all the time? Or is every relationship destined to have one cheater in it? I don't understand.
Question for you. Are you still together, or did you all break up?
We broke up. We broke up because, I mean, I didn't want to be with someone who was going to cheat on me after I felt comfortable with them.
Well, it sounds like everything happened pretty quickly for you, right, Shauna, in 3 weeks. And we kind of talk about sliding versus deciding. The idea of, are you getting into a relationship because it's convenient, or are you really evaluating what works for you? Meaning, do you know what type of person you want? Should you get to know them? And it sounds like 3 weeks is pretty quickly to be introducing people to your family and your friends. So maybe take some time, really find out what you're looking for, Shauna, what you're looking for in a relationship, and how we go from there.
Shauna, are you still there?
Okay. Yeah, I'm still here.
Did you have another question for Dr. Eli?
No, that was it. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right, good. We
Shauna.
appreciate you watching. You can call Dr. Eli live right now, 276-2118, taking your phone calls. And in this economy, there's a lot of challenges families face out there, and it puts stress on a relationship because some people live paycheck to paycheck. Let's talk a little bit about that, relationships and the money, and can we do this? Can we take that summer vacation? Things can get heated at home.
Sure can, and in this type of economy, things that people used to take for granted, families, couples, they have to reevaluate now. I work with couples a lot on kind of a spending rule. In my house, we kind of have the $50 rule, or depending how things are going, sometimes it's a $100 rule. I'm not going to make a purchase, or my wife's not going to make a purchase without consulting,
right,
you know, if it's going to go over that limit. The other thing couples sometimes have to deal with is going back to work. And a lot of couples I work with, one of the spouses, usually the female, is having to go back to work, not because of choice. They like to be home and being a full-time mom or a homemaker, but now because of the economy, they're going back to work to supplement the income. And if you're not on a page with your partner on that, that can create ripple effects throughout the whole marriage. So you got to talk about expectations. You got to be able to look at that budget too. You should keep no secrets from your partner. You should be able to show your partner everything you have. You know, it's really easy now getting online, showing them your assets, your accounts. There should be no secrets with the money. It should be open and transparent.
And we know, well, when you say that, no secrets with the money, of course, I'm thinking of the cliche scenario of the wife shopping, hiding things in the trunk. And not just the wife doing that, but it sounds like, you know, from you and from just things I've read over the years, it's always about communication. And as you said, when things start to change financially, whether it's the economy, job situation, even if it's an uncomfortable situation, you really dread having that conversation. Like you said, you have to have it. It's a necessity.
Right, Julie. It's like a dialogue that continues throughout the relationship. You just don't have it once when there's a crisis. It's the skills to be able to talk about money, whether it be money, intimacy. Those are the two biggest things couples fight about, by the way, sex and money. But if it starts early in the relationship, couples don't freak out when tough economic times do hit, like we're in now.
Well, we're taking your phone calls, 502-276-2118. If you have a relationship question for Dr. Eli, he is here to talk about it for you. And you mentioned work. We have an email come in here from Trish. I want to bring Trish up here because, Trish, you talk about work and some people, some challenges there. Trish writes us, Julie, after being a homemaker for the past 10 years, I have recently found the desire and confidence to want to go back to work.
Right.
Right, Trish says, my husband is very traditional and likes having a stay-at-home mom for his kids. He takes pride that his job is able to fully financially support our family. How can I talk to him about this without making him feel like less of a man?
Right, and this is a little different scenario than I was just talking about. This seems like a family that can make it on one income, but for whatever reason, the female wants to go back to work. And where this causes a lot of tension is based on kind of the family which you grew up in, which we call the family of origin, how you were raised. And if you come from traditional gender roles where it's believed, you know, the wife stays at home, the husband goes to work, and you want to do something different, or you were raised differently than your spouse, again, that can create a natural tension. So I think for Trish, it's talking to her husband about why it's important for her to go back to work. Maybe staying at home is not fulfilling enough anymore.
Right.
If it doesn't come to like a threat to the husband's manhood or his ability to provide, then it shouldn't be that big a deal. But I think, again, we're talking about these dialoguing skills, being able to communicate with your partner. Let them know why it's important to you, and then hopefully it won't be that big a deal.
And we don't have the full background on Trish, but it seems to me that if this is a woman that before she got married, she was a career woman and was able to kind of, you know, take care of herself, she's going to want to go back to that.
Right.
Not to say that, you know, she wants to separate herself, but this is what she's used to. She wants to be an even contributor.
Right, and it shouldn't be a threat to the relationship. I really worry about people whose sole happiness rises and falls completely on the other person. We need something else additionally to our relationship. That doesn't mean our relationship, our marriage, or whatever you have shouldn't be the most important thing, but we all need other things to bring us fulfillment. Hobbies, passions, and for a lot of people that comes through work.
Right.
Well, let's talk about some information about couples. A lot of couples struggle out there. They deal with wanting to have kids. Some women, even men, deal with low self-esteem. And I know, Dr. Eli, you have some tips, or you work with couples about a wide variety of areas, and these are just some of them right here, especially blended families and co-parenting techniques.
Exactly. Lots of families out there, you know, that's divorce statistic, people are remarrying, so lots of people are finding themselves in love again, which is great, and deciding to get married again. But you're not just marrying that person, you are, you know, blending a family. And if you don't get into that, thinking about that, you're not only taking that person, but you're taking their children, all their past relationships. That's important to know.
For sure. And we want to encourage you all to go to Dr. Eli's website, elikaram.com, or give him a call, 749-8825. For information.
See, that's Karam. See, he has an A in his name.
I'm sorry about that.
Some people have an E in the name, some people have an A, but you have an A.
That's right.
But definitely, if you have an email you want to send and get questions, you can do that here at live@wbki.tv, or you can do that at the website.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
I would love to listen to call in, certainly most Mondays, but also send us some emails to my website or WBKI, and we'll answer them.
All right.
And I know you work over to University of Louisville. It's off this summer. I guess there's some school going on with the summer school and students like that, but you always stay busy dealing with relationships.
Yeah, I do. So there's always, whether I'm working with students that are learning to be marriage and family therapists, or going out and talking, or seeing couples and families in my own practice, who stay busy. There's problems and issues. Don't take an off season. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know we may be having some more calls coming in. Next time, call a little bit early, because Dr. Eli is here for you. Hey, coming up next on Louisville Live this morning, we're going to be talking about the Linden Fair. We're going to have that. But we want to open the phone lines back up again right now. What do you think the job President Obama's doing? Do you like what he's doing?